Akshaya Livelihoods Private Limited introducing about how to do value chain analysis for the month of October. Every product, produce or service goes through a series of interlinked activities and stages before it reaches end users of consumers. Activities in each stage strengthen or add value to the output. A value chain analysis maps these stages and studies various practices in all stages. VCA is done to understand the entire cycle of the produced product service from the pre-production, pre-service stage till the time it reaches the consumer. This kind of analysis helps in mapping, identifying the gaps and opportunities in the value chain of the produced products services. VCA has three components. 1. Value exists in each stage. 2. Each stage has a set of activities, technology and cost involved. 3. Value is distributed among the actors of the value chain. The facilitators should select product for VCA. Always advisable that one has to select majority people is cultivating product. To start VCA, mobilize to farmers including best practitioners and average practitioners of the livelihood in the area for a focus group discussion. Please note that each stage may have its own best practitioner. One producer might have adopted better practices in the pre-production, another in the production, yet another in marketing, etc. The facilitator should compare the best practices with other practices. It might be necessary to talk to the best practitioners as they may not open up in the presence of others. The facilitators need to talk to all the players in the value chain. This would include raw material, input suppliers, service providers, and buyers of the produce. Also, the facilitators should follow the value chain till it reaches the consumer. This means they will have to talk stakeholders at the village, local markets, block level markets, district level market, and even state level if required. At each stage of the value chain, the risks faced by the producers and how they cope with should be recorded. Example of the groundnut VCA. Groundnut reaches the end consumers in many forms. It can be in the form of groundnut, groundnut oil, groundnut cake, and fodder, etc. In fact, value chain template could vary from product to product within the broad template inputs, pre-production, production, post-production, value addition, and marketing. Groundnut cultivation inputs. There are some activities. Those are mapping all types of inputs purchased or prepared and the processes, cost, time, place, etc. would be useful. Facilitators should capture the comparative situation between the best practitioner and average practitioner. Activity. Products require inputs like land, seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, tractor, plough, water, oxen, and bags. Gender role. Men involved in the purchasing the inputs. Risk involved. Substandard quality of seeds, fertilizers, pesticide. Item-wise cost. There are many costs given here. Total input cost 3,950. Labor cost 15,050. Total cost 19,000. Total income 36,000. Out of labor cost, profit is 17,000. Limitations. Lack of investment, scarcity of seeds and fertilizers in time. Sometimes ecological fluctuation also be there. Gaps. Did not do seed treatment. Best practices. Purchasing good quality of seeds and fertilizers and taking loan from bank and applying for crop insurance. Possible intervention. Properly should do cultivation. Should control to weed in time. Seedling should be on time. Pre-production phase. Facilitators should map up pre-production activities. Those are activities: land preparation, seed sowing, apply the fertilizers and pesticide. Gender role. Men involved in plowing activities, Women involved clearing the small stone and other waste material on the land. Risk involved rains deficiency. Limitations: scarcity of water, scarcity of good quality pesticides, and increased input cost. Gaps: in time applying, no timely irrigation, power, manpower. Best practices: preparing land in time, applying sufficient water, applying good quality fertilizers in time and in sufficient quantity. Possible intervention: seed treatment, good seed selection. Production phase. There are some activities. Facilitator should map up production activities. Activity is weeding, watering, apply the fertilizer and pesticides, production from wild boars pairs. Gender role: women involved in weeding work and men involved applying fertilizers and pesticide activities. Risk involved: the crop will be damaged by rats, wild boar, pest attack, and untimely rains. Limitations: labor scarcity. Gaps: use more exceeded chemical and fertilizers. Best practices: in time weeding works, applying water in time, applying sufficient quality fertilizers and pesticide. Possible intervention: should water, apply organic fertilizers. Post-production phase activities. Facilitators should map up post-production activities. There are activities: picking and drying plants for 3 to 5 days, transportation to home, or separate seeds from the plants in the fields. Gender role: mostly women involved in groundnut picking. Risk involved: unexpected heavy rains. Limitations: waiting for buyers depending on rain situation, lack of storage to keep product, lack of price information in various markets, lack of incidence to the product. Gaps: delay in picking the groundnut. Best practices: taking all measures in time of picking, separating and nuts and seeds, selling the product in the higher level market and in time. Possible intervention: facilitating storage facilities, providing product prices at various markets, providing crop insurance to the products, facilitate grading and etc. Value addition activities. Facilitators should map up value addition activities. In that activities, separating the nuts and the shells after separating to seeds from nuts, storage for seed purpose, grading the seeds and marketing. Gender role: mostly women involved in the value addition works like separating nuts and seeds from nuts, men involved in packing and transporting activities. Risk involved: crop damage because of lack of storage, production price fluctuations in the market, etc. Limitations: lack of training on the value addition, collective purchasing center, storage facilities, etc. Gaps: not done grading, do not have storage because sold on season. Best practices: segregating quality nuts and drying and storing in proper way, selling product in higher level markets for better price. Possible intervention: mobilizing the farmers into farmers producer organizations, establish collective procurement center, providing value addition services, storage facilities, etc. FPOs should promote zero budget natural farming, which ensures double the farm income. Marketing activities. Activities are given here. Activities directed to the local buyers, procurement agencies, sell to the money lender. Gender role: men involved in the marketing activities. Risk involved: price fluctuation in the market. Limitations: farmers are forced to sell their product as early as possible because pressures from money lenders, fear of prices decline, storage problem and quality degradation, etc. Gaps: selling to middlemen, therefore getting low income. Best practices: selling into the wholesale market after completion of product to proper grading. Possible intervention: should farmers cooperative societies and establish collective procurement center. There are some 4 important steps. 1. Information from the practitioners of the livelihoods. 2. Information from persons outside the village who are related to value addition and marketing activities, following the product through the chain of actors that it passes through till it reaches the end users in its various forms. If inputs are made in the village itself, the value chain analysis starts from this point. Else, the value chain simply takes them as inputs. 3. Identification of best practitioners within the community or nearby. 4. Best practices adapted anywhere else. Depending on the product, the value chain template would vary. Therefore, the template needs to be chosen accordingly for the product, produce or service of VCA, or facilitators could develop them on their own. The examples provided are indicative and tentative for the purpose of demonstration. The exact VCA may vary from place to place for the same product. Detailed VCA is a result of several interactions with various players in the value chain over several days and intense observations on ground and in the marketplace. VCA is a comparative analysis of typical value chain of practitioners with the best practices at various stages. VCA provides scope for interventions in the value chain so that the producer's share of the consumer money goes up to say 60 to 70% from the present 20 to 25% overall indicatively. It also provides scope for collective action by producers and other players in the value chain towards achieving reduced cost, increased productivity, and increased share in consumer money. VCA models. VCA models. Please find the elaborated various VCAs for your reference. Agriculture, groundnut, animal husbandry, sheep rearing, NTFP, AMLA, labor, stone workers. Link has given below. Thank you.